Okay, next up is the superintendent's report. We'll turn the time over to Superintendent Dixon.
Thank you, Chair Huntsman. Well, this is kind of fun. Usually I'm at the end of the day and everybody's glazed over, so I'm right between you and lunch, which is awesome. So let's start with some celebrations. We just got word that Utah won the Apple Crunch Off national competition. And Board Member Stokes and I had a moment to participate up at the Capitol in this competition, and it's something that annually our child nutrition program participates in. So we won first place with 126,968 students participating, which is about 4% of our students. Second place was Montana, and they had 35,153 students, which is about 3.31%. So we rocked it, and I just want to give a shout out to Kate and our CMP staff for Director Brinton and all of their work on this. It's a very fun event. Second celebration is our AP participation. This is one of our goals with the board as we look at our strategic plan. And as you'll recall, it's something we've talked about for some time to ensure that we not only have greater participation and passing rates, but those who have not traditionally been present in our AP courses, that we increase the rates of participation. So our participation was up by 1.4%, and then overall performance, meaning they scored a 3 or 4, by 2.7%. And if you break that down by ethnicity, which is how AP breaks it down, our students who indicate that they are African American increased rate of participation by 13.2%, and their passing scores went up by 7.8%. So that's about 258 students. Those who indicate they are Hispanic, 5.3% increase. That's about 4,300 students more taking AP tests, and passing rates increased by 9.6%. Our Asian population was the other group of students who increased their participation rate by 2%, and that's about 1,700. Students who indicate they are white, American Indian, and Pacific Island declined slightly in participation. So that uptick in participation was some of those students of color who I know our teachers and schools and our district offices and our state board have all been working on to try and increase participation rates. So that was really good news. We sent out a press release on ACT as well this past month, and while Utah had a slight uptick, the rest of the nation went down just a little bit as well. So we went up by 1/10 of a point over last year, but we're still below the national average. So national average is 20.8 and we're at 20.3. So that's an area that we're working on. And remember that when we compare ourselves to the nation, we're a state who assesses all of our 11th graders. So that puts us into this category when you compare us with the states who assess all of their students with ACT. We're second only behind Wisconsin. So we jumped up on that metric this year as well. Just a couple of last things. I just want to give appreciation for the opportunity you give me to go out on a listening tour. It's just amazing to see the innovation happening in our especially remote and rural schools. So to be able to go into Navajo Mountain and to be with 30 kids, can't believe I'm getting emotional over it, but they were so grateful that I was there. You know, they said, we've never had a superintendent come, and they were engaged in robotics and physics, and to see a husband and wife team come and live at Navajo Mountain, you know, they have housing right there at the school, and to see the kind of education that the students were getting was really amazing to me. And I just want to give thanks to all of these superintendents who take the time to cart me around, and every district that I've gone to, they're just so gracious and really want to show off the amazing things they're doing. So I'm going to give you a full report in December with visual aids, so you'll see some pictures of the kiddos. But really appreciate the opportunities that I'm having and the gratitude that people express when I'm in their schools. And it's always fun to have a board member along if you can come with. I still have schools to go, so there are 3 more districts and several charters. I've been out to 3 or 4 charters this year so far and hope to get to more. Last but not least, I want to talk about the USBA regional meetings. I don't know if you're aware, but as staff, as your senior staff, we try to get to those. Many of you attend those with us. And it's always a great opportunity to be with local board members to hear what's on their mind. And it looks like Terry Shoemaker just left, but I loved what they are doing this fall, where they're having each superintendent give a little elevator speech on what's going well, some highlights in their district. And it made me think about you all as board members and us as staff thinking about what is our elevator speech? If we have that opportunity, what are we talking about in our state? What are the highlights and what are some of our challenges? I think your strategic plan, our strategic plan, can be a driving force in that conversation. But I think it's something we need to think about. What are we saying collectively and individually about the educational opportunities, successes, and challenges for our students? And I loved hearing superintendents get really clear and being able to quickly articulate some of those highlights. So I challenge us all to think about that moving forward. What is our elevator speech when we're given the opportunity to highlight our successes and challenges? And just adding my thanks to you as a board. I know that it's really stressful for those of you who are running for re-election, and I'm so appreciative that we have people who are willing to raise their hand and stand up and say, I'm going to engage in my civic duty and take this opportunity to speak out on behalf of students and families. I really appreciate that you take that opportunity. You take it very seriously, so thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. I got quite a bit of fun feedback from those rural districts that you had traveled that far south, and it's quite a sacrifice to get down there. It's not as you think you can travel the state in a day, and you really can't unless you drive really fast. Well, if you have board member Lisa Cummins driving you, you might get there in a day, but so thank you for your report. We are, believe it or not, we are really close to being right on schedule. So at this time, we're going to take a break and grab some quick lunch. And as soon as we can get back in here, we'll go into an executive session again and finish up on some things there. And hopefully we stay on schedule. A reminder that we do have that public hearing tonight, so we still have quite a bit of work to do. So thank you. We'll have a break.